Thank you so much. Hello and good afternoon. Thank you for joining this session. My name is Adeel. I'm a technical specialist for Microsoft Singapore, specializing in Power Platform and Dynamics 365. I've been in industry for almost 18 years now in various roles and capacities, from software development to design to implementation and technical selling. And today I will be sharing how we can democratize application development, that is enabling uh, developers from every business domain, every line of business, and bringing that scarcity of developers to limitations. In this session, not only I will cover the offerings from Microsoft, but also I would like to cover the how the organizations and individuals can pace their own learning and how they can become a certified citizen developers. So what we are going to cover today, we'll be focusing on the first and foremost, that is a problem. What is the problem? As the wise man says that acknowledging a problem is half of the solution. So we'll talk about the app gap challenge that today each and every organization faces. Then we'll move towards understanding, discovering, and learning about the star of the show today, that is Power Platform. Then we'll talk about the before we head into Q&A, talk about the certification criteria, certification availability, and the kind of certification for various roles and personas in our organization, so that each and every one of us can really plan and track ourselves and create our journey to become a certified professional developers. All right. So let's first begin with the problem in hand and understand what this problem is and why there is a rush towards low code, no code platforms, or rush towards solving this, digital developers scarcity problem. So the challenge that is now known as the app gap challenge is that almost 500 million plus digital applications and services will be developed and deployed and will be required to solve various kind of business processes and business problems in next 5 years. Now, this demand is 5 times more than what today our IT partners can actually, provide or facilitate. So that is increasingly creating a massive gap in terms of availability of resources and massive pressure on specialized developers. And of course, the mega challenge is that organizations cannot truly accelerate the way they want to accelerate it and the way they want to entertain or to enable the digital experience for their customers. Now, these customers can be a retailer customer, or these customers can be citizens of the any country, as we see in many countries, including Singapore, that a lot of citizens today demand a similar experience what they get into a retail space when it comes to engaging in common services. So that challenge cannot be just solved by not doing anything, right? So the challenge and the organizations who are preparing themselves to solve this challenge have find an answer to the app gap challenge in increasing what we call as a developer velocity. So what is developer velocity? It is equipping your existing technology specialized resources or technical resources or developers to build productively with tools and services that allow them to make most agile and productive and take advantage of modern platform development practices. So to bring agility, to bring ability and the tools at the desk of all those digital or tech savvy or developers profile, so that they can really speed up and enhance the way they deliver today or solve our problems today. Then comes the enablement of innovation. So scaling innovation across organization by providing them collaboration environment, by providing them ability to bring experiences from open source or outsourced market and bringing them with securely into the organization. So bringing those templates, bringing those experiences and enabling not just organization specific capability of productively producing digital assets, but also enabling organizations to bring intelligence, bring these digital assets from outside as well. And then finally, the most important, what we see in most of the organization today is the enablement of citizen developer. Now, who is citizen developer? Citizen developer is anyone who understands the basic Office 365, understand the basic tools such as Excel, such as PowerPoint, such as Word, who understands how to write a small macros in Excel, who can do a conditional statement in Excel, like if the value in column A is greater than value in column B, then I need to do something or I need to highlight it. Anyone who can do that, mostly all of us can pretty much do that, are the core of the citizen developers. And then those developers would be further enabled by various tools, and the tool that we are going to talk about today, Power Platform, to really take their challenges. Now, these challenges could be at their own personal level, like, hey, I do processing of 70 documents every day. I need to optimize it to save my time, to make it more human error free, or at the department level, that, hey, we've got team of 10 who engage in very cumbersome, mundane tasks every day, and we want to optimize that. Or at the enterprise level, where we want to really scale up and bring an enterprise-wide solution to solve a problem. And these problems can be solved by these citizen developers who traditionally may not have the profile or the experience of tough software developer, but have enough tools available at their will, at their click of mouse, to make those experience live or enable those experience into their own business, into their organization, into their personal productivity. And to do that, what is that tool? That tool is the star of the show, like I said earlier, is Microsoft Power Platform. So Microsoft Power Platform is a low-code, no-code platform and a combination of various services. When I say low code, no code, it means ability to do things without going into a steep or complex, coding mechanism, or, writing a large set of lines that, can be understood by a specialist, people who really, have that as a bread and butter, who really breathes that code. So removing from that barrier and bringing everyone, or bringing the tool for everyone who understands basic Office, to really start innovating, accelerating the digital transformation of organization as their problems are, and bringing those problem experts, the frontline officers who generally faces the problem, right there every day into their business processes, to really, solve that problem without going into, or without facing the syndrome, that lost in transition syndrome that we generally have seen traditionally in past in a traditional software development mechanism. So this Power Platform is harnessing on your existing data. Now that data could be coming from SharePoint, Team, Office, that could be from a specialized application, or from a platform like Microsoft Azure, and allow 4 key services for these citizen developers to solve their problems in various areas. Now, if the problem is around visualization of data, if the problem is around understanding the trends, understanding the distribution, segmentation of the data, and the segmentation of the information that is already existing, citizen developers would look at Power BI as a tool to solve this problem. Perhaps Power BI is the most commonly known and most well-aware solution today in the market as well when it comes to citizen developer, that has really solved the problem of visualization, problem of what if analysis, and bringing that ability of drag and drop experience, from the charting experience that we generally do in PowerPoint and Excel, to a more specialized tool that can go beyond that charting listing to, like I said, what if analysis, to understanding patterns, to do segmentation of the next level. And this is where Power BI would help organizations in solving their problems, so that they can do visualization of data, they can create those assets that can back their decisions, that hey, the call center is facing certain raise in specific topic, and we need to train our resources on those particular topic, because our PowerPoint dashboard says that there has been an increase of 26%, and in what if analysis also predicts that this increase can further go up to 30, 40, 50%. So you will look at Power BI for your reporting, dashboarding, and visualization problems. Then comes Power Apps. It's an application development platform that allow citizen developers to build applications for mobile first experience, for or tablet first experience, or for browser based experiences. And not only that, it also helps us in differentiating between the employee assisted experience versus a customer or partner experience. So I can not only build applications that would help my employees or myself within organization to optimize the way we engage or enhance the employee experience when it comes to exchange of information, but also allow me to build application that I can extend, and the experiences that I can extend to my customers, my citizens, and my partners, so that they can, when they exchange with me information and data, they do a quality exchange, and I avoid a risk of going into a non-quality or a weak quality data that would hamper the whole overall process, that also complicates the way we want to accelerate and execute. So Power Apps would be your one-stop shop whenever you need a solution to take input from users. They, like I said, these users can be your internal users, external users, and then it will also be your one-stop shop for building those nice user interfaces that can perhaps change the way your employee today interact with legacy applications. We have seen in many organizations there are solutions that are not mobile first, and perhaps using them at mobile is quite a difficult challenge. So Power Platform and Power Apps can come in there and fill that particular gap, where you do not have to replace the investments you have done on your legacy applications, yet you can enable a nice modern mobile experience for your employees to interact with those applications. Then comes Power Automate, that, as the name suggests, it automates your mundane tasks. It allows you to create those set of activities, or automate those set of activities that are either dependent on particular event or action. When I say event or action, it means that if certain activity happens either in your IT ecosystem or outside your IT ecosystem. Within your IT ecosystem would be, if I take it in a very personal way, if an email arrives with certain text, with certain type of document attachment, I need to do task 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, instead of doing those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tasks manually every time, I can leverage on Power Automate and help me automate those tasks automatically, so that they can listen to this event of email arrival, help me in terms of filtering the information, and then most importantly, execute without human error. So that I not only delegate the task I used to do, those mundane tasks I used to do myself, but also I'm avoiding or limiting the risk of human error. And then if I take another example of outside my IT ecosystem, so a classical and simple example would be of Twitter. If someone goes to Twitter and tweets about your organization or about the experience of your organization, perhaps my marketing team, my customer success team would like to listen to that, take action on that. But instead of me waiting for this to be manually done by manually users to really cache that, I can actually create a Power Automate and again delegate this task to Power Automate to listen to that event that happens outside, listen to that tag, react to that tag, and then start the activities that I want to perform. Now, these activities could be a simple response activities, a simple notification activities, or a complex activities such as creating a service request based on the tweet or a feedback, and then really following up through with SLAs and approvals and notifications. Then finally comes Power Virtual Agent, that elevates the experience of bot from an FAQ only to actionable bot. where we can really leverage on Power Virtual Agents capability to hand off activities such as HR, internal HR engagement with employees, IT help desk engagement with employees, where traditionally it is 9 to 6, limited to time. And in past 18 months, how things have changed in terms of the work from home situation, we may need that duration to be increased. So Power Virtual Agent helps organization in terms of bringing that bot experience that is not only a FAQ bot, but also intelligent enough to understand the intent, execute activities on behalf of organization based on those intents. So you can create a complete experience, a complete replacement or complete assistance to the existing services, so that not only you bring that experiences again human error free, but also make that available for your internal staff or internal employees or for your external customers to 24/7, so that the execution becomes constant and permanent. Now, these four services and great services also share some of the capabilities, such as data connectors that allow you to connect to 480 plus applications. Those applications, including most common like SharePoint, Outlook, Excel, OneDrive, that is Microsoft ecosystem application, but also the line of business applications such as SAP, such as ServiceNow, Zendesk. All of those specialized solutions in their own businesses, you can also integrate with them using the data connectors. So again, solving the problem of integration challenges that should traditionally take a lot of time, a lot of consumption of human man hours and effort in just creating those experiences available. And to add to that, these connectors are enabling these experiences for our citizen developers. Then Dataverse that allow us to create to fill the data gap. So if my experience require additional information capture, I can actually leverage on Dataverse capabilities to create that experience of storing information, and not just storing information, but also enabling security that could introduce role-based security, that could introduce privilege-based security, so that not just I store information securely, give that access based on roles and profiles as my business would essentially demand. And finally, AI Builder, where the service allow built-in AI models to be leveraged by citizen developers by simply providing training data and then more and training experiences. For example, I have a unique set of invoices that I receive and I need to extract information from there. I can actually go to AI Builder and say, hey, these are the 15 copies of these invoices that I have received throughout this last month. Why don't you learn how to extract information from here and then give this information extracted to me whenever I require. Now I can require that information during my application capturing process, or I can require during an automated experience that I can leverage based on my business scenario. But AI Builder, again, bringing the AI capabilities or model generation capabilities right at the level of citizen developer without needing to have the data scientist or a complex data AI projects to be initiated within the organization. So that's a quick summary of what these four key services does and how this solves the problem for the organizations. I'll take a quick break and see if there is any questions so far. All right. So today in this session, I cannot cover the most of the things, but what I will focus on is Power Apps and Power Automate primarily. So Power Apps, like I said, it's a world's most complete low-code, no-code platform. When I say low-code, no-code, it means that in certain stages, in certain business scenarios, you may not need to write a single line of code or a single line of configuration. But in certain scenarios, you may need to write certain scripts that are similar to what you traditionally do in Excel. And that's about it. Now, the benefit of this platform is that, like I said, it is available for browser-based experience. It is available for tablet-based experience as well as mobile experience. and literally bringing the ability to not only elevate your internal employee experience, but also improve the way you interact with your customers or your partners. Then we will also see today Power Automate, that is a combination of data flow as well as the desktop flows. The desktop flows are RPA capability that it not only provide you an ability to create or improve the business processes, like I explained, based on driven on events and executing those activities using data connectors, but it also allow you to create an RPA experience that could be an attended RPA or unattended RPA, in a sense that users can mimic the activities and actions they do, in terms of posting information into legacy systems and legacy application, and then go through with that and create, record those experiences to be automatically executed and driven when the event happens. So Power Automate and Power App are the two things that we will cover today. All right, so we'll share that some later on in part that how you can actually leverage Power Platform outside, Microsoft ecosystem. Right. Okay, so just a live slide before we jump into the platform and understand us and get more familiarized with the platform itself. So when you think of Power Platform, you would think of a solution that can be extended, and that can be used as a platform to create experiences from scratch, leveraging on Dataverse that allow you to do it with security, with profile-based access, as well as you can think of Power Platform or or leverage on Power Platform when you need to extend your legacy applications. So these are two core experiences that we generally see across the globe, adapted by many organizations, and truly bringing the complete application building experience or transformation experience for citizen developers without going into complex code writing mechanism. Now, while it is available for citizen developers, it is also available for our pro developers that can leverage on Power Platform to bring agility and to reuse the components that they have built in a pro developer environment, such as Visual Studio, Azure DevOps, so on and so forth. All right, so let's jump into the environment and have a quick overview of the environment as well. That when we talk about Power Platform environment, how can we access? How can we, access this environment? How can we really get into the environment studios? So here I am at my office.com. So the moment you log into your office at a browser, you'll be able to see all the applications and all the services based on your licenses. So you can have either E3 license, you can have either E5, or various kind of line of business licenses, like such as for Dynamics 365 or paid licenses for Power Platform. So here you would see all the applications from Microsoft ecosystem that are available to you from your licenses. And in these, you would, for any user from starting from E3 onwards, would have access to Power Apps and Power Automate as well. Now, the moment I click on this Power Apps, it will land me here in a Power Apps studio, where I can actually access many various capabilities and many various features that are part of Power Apps in total. Now, the most important thing that I would always recommend when you log into your Power App Studio is to just validate environments. You can have multiple environments, like you can have your default Microsoft or your organization tenant environment, that is your Office 365 environment. You can have your developer environment by enabling a developer license that is free for life license and available to anyone with a work email address. And you can have a specialized environment that are created for special spec experiences or special or applications for a specific unit or department. So you would have multiple environments. Like today, I will first, for the overview, I will use my own developer environment here. so that we can easily see. And in developer environment, whatever I do, it remains in my developer space. I cannot publish it. I cannot make it available for production environment. That is your shared environment across organization. So in comparison to traditional environment, it is typically your own space, your own developer space, where you can experiment, create experiences, and validate if they are what you are actually looking for. Okay, the app distribution also we will cover later on in the session today. So you will be we'll be able to answer that. All right. Then, okay, so in this environment, where once I log in, I see some of the quick shortcuts, like I can start building app from data. I can create app, and it shows me 3 types of apps, and then templates, and then some learning links if I am new, if I'm a beginner, or if I have to really understand what Power Platform is or Power Apps is. So it's a great one-stop shop again to understand many aspects, and the studio really helps you in terms of reaching to what you want to do very quickly. Now here it showcased 3 types of apps that are the specific experiences that you can actually build using Power Platform. So Canvas app are fully customizable, pixel ready apps that will allow you to either build a phone first experience or tablet first experience. I can choose what type of experience this particular business problem require. If it is a heavy data related, action related, many fields, I would perhaps go for tablet. If it's a very simplified, fast action oriented experience, I would go for phone experience. So Canvas, the beauty of Canvas is, like the word explains itself, Canvas means that it's a complete, free space for you to design, structure, articulate the way you want to create your experience. So the moment you have any business scenario where you need a customized or a very unique experience suitable to your own organization, then you would look at Canvas app experience and build that experience from scratch. Then comes model-driven app. So model-driven app is a app that really connects back to a specific data set. So for example, I have my customer data set, and then I have my customers' complaints or service requests or feedbacks data set. And I want to create an experience to verify those records or information, create a business process on top of it. So I would look for model driven app to as an answer, that where I would invest least time in terms of creating the experience, or creating buttons or options, and how I will move from one screen to another, how I will create different screen sets, and spend most time in terms of creating data and data relationship. So the focus is on data rather than application, and then you would be able to create application from that particular data. And then portals is for our internal users, customers, or partners, where it would be a hosted experience that can be hosted across through internet, and I can give them access to use that portal based on login, based on non-login, create experience, interact with various kind of data, and then build that experience again using low code, no code, and drag and drop experiences. So these are the 3 typical type of applications you can build using Power Platform. So if I quickly sum it up in 30 seconds, Canvas app, when I have a complete customizable experience, model driven, where data is more important, the business process is more important than user interface, and portal, where I have to interact with mass audience, with not just 5, 10, 50, 100 users, but thousands of users. I would be it internal or external, I would look at portal to build that experience. Now, one other thing that is quite important, and I've shared this many times to whomever has attended these sessions previously, that the templates that are available are absolutely amazing. So there are 2 benefits of these templates. You get a lot of applications pre-built that you can immediately utilize and start using to solve your team problem, solve your organization problem. Like, for example, leave request management process, onboarding task management process, the meeting capture for internal teams, site inspection for people who are actually visiting on site and taking pictures and uploading them. So there are many experiences that are fully from end to end with all business processes available, in the shape of canvas, in the shape of model driven app, in the shape of power, portal as well. And it is also another great tool for me as a learner to understand that, hey, I have never built an application and I want to build a canvas app. So how to go about it? So I can actually download this app by clicking a couple of buttons. And within these two button clicks, it will start creating this app experience, get me, all the connectors that I need for that particular experience, and then get things ready. Let me open another one that is already available here that I just downloaded a couple of minutes back. Let me just go back to that. Yeah, it's ready, so we can see this one. So it literally brings the whole, executable, deployable application. So it's a help desk. I can start using it. I can start creating tickets, and the whole experience is available for me to use and actually to deploy as well. But the most important thing I would say right now here is that, hey, I want to understand when I click on this button, it moved to another screen. How did that happen? So I can simply go and look at the Power FX or the navigation, configuration, that how this has been done. So, navigate is the keyword here that help me move or between screens and all. So I can literally detract and decipher these applications and understand, hey, what's happening at confirm screen, what happened when my ticket came in, how this design was done, what I can take, how I can take inspiration, how I can create these experiences, what kind of controls and tools I use. So this is a great tool again in terms of a great opportunity in terms of demystifying how the applications are built and how these experiences are built. Then there are many other applications that are already available. I have here a couple of them as well. This is a tablet experience, again, Canvas app with tablet experience for leave request, where again, the whole experience of creating a new request, approving, and all that is available. Similarly, there is an innovation challenge, a model-driven app. So this is a type of model-driven app that would essentially be available, where I can see dashboard, and the focus again is on data, like the data of challenges, the data of ideas, the data of team projects, and this is all available out of the box. Let's say if I go to idea and see one of the already created idea. So the idea is being created. I can use very fancy controls. I can see the data that is extracted from the source, and I can add team members and so on and so forth. So if you see, I have not spent, and you would not spend anything creating these buttons or experiences. System would generate it for you. Your focus will remain on data, how I can showcase data, how I can deploy that information and make that available for the audience. So model driven app, again, data-driven, Canvas app, complete customized experience, and portal for portal experiences and all. All right. So let's now move towards an application and see how we can actually build an application. And let me try to build an application in next 10 to 15 minutes to solve one of the problems, to really showcase what I am and really position what I'm actually saying, that it is low code, no code, it is all drag and drop, and you can literally solve your problems in 10 to 15 minutes. All right. So what I want to do here with you guys is to build a small application for work item distribution. So my target is that in next 10 to 15 minutes, I should be able to move out from Excel experience to app-based experience in terms of creating a new work item, tracking that work item, and then enabling a simplified approval process when the task is completed. And finally, make it mobile enabled so that app can be used and support mobility. So if a task has been assigned to particular users, they should be able to use it and create and react to that particular task using their mobile devices. So this whole experience we will begin, and like you, and again, your imagination is, you would be able to easily imagine what, various experiences that today you have as Excel sheet in your organization. So in this case, the way I started was that I have just created a simple Excel sheet. This Excel sheet has a table here that is the most important part. So I have created a table with few columns like the serial number, the item date, the description, assigned to, completion status, status and approval status, if this is approved or not. So it's a 5-6 columns, that I want to track. I have renamed this particular table instead of table 1 to table underscore work item, so I can easily reflect back and remember whenever it is needed. And you'll see why it is important to rename this, specifically this table. Now my Excel is ready. Everybody knows how to create this. It's a simple thing to do. Now, once the Excel is ready, all I need to do is close this particular Excel now, move to Power Apps Studio, and look at the start from data experience. Again, I would validate my environment, go to start from data, and my data starting point is Excel, and I need to build a Canvas app. So I'm going to go and select Excel Online here. This will take me to a connection. In this case, I need OneDrive for Business connection. So I'm going to say yes, connect through OneDrive for Business, because I'm using it for business purpose. If this would have been a personal, I would have selected a personal one. Then I would select the Excel sheet. So right now I just have this particular Excel sheet in my OneDrive, so it will only showcase this, or you can browse here to specifically sheet. And then that table name will come in here. This is why it is important to name your table correctly, so that you can remember which table you're referring. And in matter of 30 seconds, you would have a complete deployable app that can do the CRUD operations. Now, CRUD operation means create, update, execute, delete, all those important activities that I can perform with the data available. I can refresh, I can sort, I can create a new work item and start assignment of these particular work items immediately. So all that work that was essentially done, and search as well. So all that work that was essentially done using Excel sheet is now available over the mobiles, would be available in a very nice, good looking app where I can really, create the experience, and then have, differentiate in terms of viewing experience, in terms of editing or creating a new form experience. Not only that, I can now use this base app and add many controls. This could be visualization control, AI builder control. I can add, various input methods, and to the end, I will showcase also that how we can add various different methods as well. So here it is, edit form. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and do the editing of this particular field. So this will allow me to create that, experience in terms of, sorting the fields and, selecting the proper fields, what I need to do and how I need to do that. So it will simplify the way I want to do. I can hide things what I don't want to showcase. Let's say I don't want to show approved status then and there. I can, make some of these information only available in terms of viewing only. I can make these informations available in terms of, various data inputs as well. Like, for example, I want to change the way, my description looks like. So description is not a single line, it is a multi-line. So I can actually go ahead and say, hey, this is going to be a multi-line record. So you should be able to enter multiple lines, more details into an app. And similarly, if I have to change the completion status to, to make it a drop down, or from an allowed list, I can actually simply select that, and it will be automatically converted to drop down list, where I can set up the information and start using it. So literally building the whole app experience is a matter of few clicks, where you would be able to perform and create that application. Now I'm gonna quickly switch here to make sure that I do this in time, and go to this app now again, and I'm going to edit this particular app. So similar to that, you can start adding many other features and functionalities. Like in this case, I have added few more capabilities and features before, really creating this particular or finalizing this particular app. Give me a second here. All right, yeah. So this is the final state from there, what I change or choose to change. Like I changed, I did some drag and drop in terms of adding new controls. I can easily change the view, the way these icons look like. So if, let's say, if I have to change the icon to specific one, there are plenty of icons out of the box available. I can create my own icons as well. I can create, the list experience. So like in this case, there is a list experience right now that is showcasing all the records that are already created. I can have, if I just execute this particular app right now, so I can have a control experience where I can take the data input very easily from various controls, and and make that again user friendly for my users to make sure that there is a less chance of errors. And also I can default a lot of information as well. Like if you see here, it automatically showcase the serial number, it automatically showcase my name, automatically showcase the date, and so on and so forth. So I'm really simplifying the way the users would essentially be taking that input, and how and what sort of an effort was required to build that. If I go here and see what sort of a line of code or low code that is written here, it's actually just a single line where I'm just validating that, hey, if this form is in the mode of new, like user is trying to create a new record, what I want is to leverage on system's existing ability to bring me login username. So by writing this simple line of expression, that in Power FX I would get access to user's full name, I can get access to user's manager, full email address, an image, and so on and so forth. Or else I've said that, hey, whatever you do, just do whatever information is available, just bring that. So like writing very simple line of code in terms of moving towards a low code, you can build those experiences. Like for example, you see here approved is color in a different color. So to do that, all I had to do is, and again, I will, share with you that how it is relevant to what I am saying as well. So if I want to do that, what I want to do is that if the status of my work item is approved, I want it to be green. So if I literally convert this particular English statement, it would be like, if this particular item's approved status is approved, then convert this current to green, or else keep it to white. Simple as that. So Power FX, and there's a massive documentation available. It is very in tune to natural language. And in fact, in one of our future releases, we are moving from natural language process to generate this script for the end users as well. That hopefully by end of year or next year, first quarter, would be available to general users as well. So by really small steps, interact and integrate with each other as well. So now if I go back to the original statement that I shared earlier, let me just go back here. So our problem statement was that we want to enable a simplified approval process whenever the task is completed. So that means that I need to add an approval process. Let's say, for example, this particular item is currently not approved, and I have completed the task and activities. So I can use this particular button or icon to mark this particular task as completed. Now, all I need to do is that I need to select this particular task here and go to actions, where it will allow me to integrate with Power Automate. Like I said earlier, Power Automate is our one-stop shop of automating activities and actions. And here we can actually write a script of our Power or configure the actions and activities in Power Automate to really do what we want to do. Like in this case, what I want to do is pass this serial number of this particular record to my Power Automate and let them initiate an approval process. So let's now move to Power Automate and quickly look at what Power Automate does. Just like Power Apps, there is a landing studio where I have access to many templates. Now in Power Automate, the templates are more, business oriented. Like I can say approval. So it will showcase all the approval related items. I can say, hey, approval and SharePoint. I want to see what kind of business experience available from SharePoint perspective. So all the templates that are available from SharePoint perspectives are available here. And by single click, I can actually download these particular templates and start configuring it. So in this case, I want to create an approval flow that would, create experience of sending these particular the serial number or this particular task for approval process. So all I had to do was get the rows from the Excel sheet. So remember, we passed here, if I go back to here, Power App, we pass the serial number here. And the moment we pass the serial number to this particular flow, it will be able to extract the information of a row. And in this comes in as part of the action. So I can add an action. In these actions, I can literally call out what I need to do. Let's say I want to get rows So the moment I write get rows, it will say, hey, get rows from which data source? Is it Excel, Dataverse, Teradata, MySQL, Oracle, which data source I want to get? And then you'll be able to see the list of all those actions. So it's again, literally whatever we want to do, we can just call it out and system would be, they will find a relevant action accordingly. So I want to get the row and then I can use a built-in approval process or approval connector that will allow me to connect to, send an approval process and then perform an action. So notice whatever I am doing here, it's all configuration. So here in a get a row, I am just configuring, that, hey, listen to my OneDrive, in OneDrive business, go to this particular folder in this particular Excel sheet, look at this particular table within this Excel sheet, and then, look at this particular column. I do not have to write anything. I'm just configuring this whole process, and even up to the execution, where if the approval happens, what needs to be done. I'm actually writing, again, that once approval happens, just update this particular row with complete and approved status, and that's about it. So if I run this experience, what does happen? So let's just see that as well. Go back to the app here. Okay, so let's just say I want to approve this particular item here, and I will say click on this particular button. So the moment I click on this particular button, what has happened? The whole execution has started. And in my different experience, like in a manager experience here, in approving manager experience, the manager would start receiving an approval process. Just like here, we have just received an approval process. So it is for similar, this one, this particular record that we wanted to approve. Now, the approval process will give us, something like this, where I can actually leverage on Outlook, that is a well-known, interface for my managers, to really approve or reject, and not only approve or reject, and comment also. And notice I wrote no line of code, nothing to do this and to bring that to life. All I did was configurations, and I can leverage on a great tool like Office to start approval. Similarly, organizations that are using Teams as well can actually leverage on Teams capability to do that approval as well. So the same approval would also be available in MS Teams, where I can actually leverage Teams capability to see these approvals, whatever has been assigned, take action on that. Like it will also give me a details that who started this approval, how many users have already gone through with this approval. So if there is a sequential approval process that has to go through multiple departments, multiple profile, you'll be able to get that history completely over here as well. And the moment I approve this, what happens is that it is all synchronized. So the action would happen, the approval will actually happen here. And even here, if I try to access that particular information again, system will inform me that, hey, this particular request has already been completed. So I can no further take action on this particular record. So it again simplifies the combination synchronization into multiple environment. And from a manager's point of view or approver's point of view, whatever is easy for them, they would be able to take that session or take that particular channel to execute that. So the whole application building experience, from end to end, would generally require 30 minutes to 1 hour at best, and you would be able to create an experience where you can actually create records, you can actually update record. And just as we did right now, we approved this edited record, and it is right now approved and coming into the state of approval with the validations and conditions that I wanted to. So that's how simple it is to actually build the overall experience. Now, let me quickly, since we have 15 minutes left, let me quickly move to the next subject here. And I'll try to sum it up in 5 minutes to look at the questions. So how to be recognized in Power Platform industry or citizen developer industry? Now, if you just browse on LinkedIn, you would find plenty of jobs already listed and jobs listed with the requirement of Power Platform experiences. So there are many certifications that are already available today in space of Power Platform and with different purposes. So there is a certification for business users, like users who just want to understand the platform and perhaps use this platform for their own enhance for their own personal productivity without impacting organization or department, where I can take one or two my own problems and resolve that. For those kind of experiences or for those kind of outcomes, there is a recommended certification for Power Platform fundamentals. So this is 1-star certification that will allow you to really understand the platform, the capability of platform and empower you to take up your own challenges, productivity challenges, and resolve them. Now, once you move ahead and moves towards the citizen developers, so again, the purpose would be to orchestrate and digitize business processes, not just for personal usage, but also for department and for organization usage. And perhaps, look for a career as a citizen developers with the, business knowledge that you would already possess. And in this track, you have multiple tracks available. So you can be a Power Platform functional consultant. That would be, a functional specific person mapping, functional requirement to Power Platform tools. You can be a Power BI expert in terms of creating data visualizations, or you can be a Power Platform app maker. So all of different exams are available that will take you to the credentials of associate or Power Platform associate and a certified citizen developer. Now, of course, we don't want to leave our pro developers behind, and pro developers who already are into development space, understands, line of business applications, understand pro development softwares. They can also enhance their reputation and build the Power Platform solution architect capabilities. So solution architect certification, that is an expert level 3-star certification available, and generally available for profiles who would lead and deliver and deploy enterprise-wide solutions. So they would be able to leverage on Azure, Logic apps, and enhance that experience, forward, and elevate that experience forward using Power Platform, or orchestrate design solutions for a larger scale organization implementation. So many kind of certifications available today, many kind of roles available today that would provide and a lot of learning materials available. So the next question is, hey, where is the learning materials? So there is, docs.microsoft.com, where role-based learning material is available, targeting citizen developers, admins, professional developers, compliance and security officers. There are, innovation experiences available, where a lot of app in a day sessions or RP in a day sessions are happening. You can look at Microsoft Event website and understand what you can do for self-paced learning or instructor-led learning, and how you can literally start that experience going forward. In addition to that, there are communities and platform-related guidance and adoptions available. So some of it I would highly recommend the training lab of App in a Day or Flow in a Day, that will literally give you an experience of building an app from scratch and going through various experiences of Canvas app, model-driven app, and flows and approvals and so on and so forth. And if all of these links are too hard to remember, just remember this particular link, or just bookmark aka.ms Power Platform resources. So this will give you a complete access to all the resources, the training labs, and everything that are available for Power Platform. So before we land to the questions, a quick reminder of what Power Platform is. Power Platform is not just a citizen developer solution, but it's your tool. It's an organization tool to enable digital transformation across organizations. So be it for your existing application, legacy application, or building mission critical application. Like a lot of organizations across the globe, are today taking Power Platform forward with their return to workforce, or with the COVID registration and experiences. So all our vaccination experiences. So all of that has been done through using Power Platform that provided organization agility and experience. All right, so we have probably 5 minutes available to us. Let me quickly look at the questions that we have. So, okay, the distribution of application. Let me quickly showcase how that happens, so that please I cover that part. So if I have to distribute an application, there is something called share. So if I am an app maker, I can actually go to this particular icon of share and start, sharing the. Let me. Oh, my screen share has been stopped. Let me just share that again. All right. I hope you guys can see back the screen. So I can actually go to share and then share the application. And in this case, I can actually select what type of sharing I want to do. So if, let's say, I want to do this particular app sharing with approving manager, I can either make that particular user as co-sharing, or I can actually give them just a usage access. So they can use this particular app without editing or updating this particular app. So you have multiple types of sharing. This is one way of sharing, the simplest way of sharing. And then not only that, you can actually export the packages to move from application environment to application environment. For example, I'm moving it from dev to SIT UAT to production. So you can actually create those exportable packages packages of these applications and move them accordingly, into that. Then there was another question here. Okay, sharing and distribution we covered. We are working with our partners in government to make fully hosted Power Platform available locally, but it's a work in progress, and hopefully you will hear good news very soon. In terms of risk and security vulnerability, so there are white papers and penetration testing available, results available, on Microsoft site, and Microsoft, and we can share that link. And in addition to that, it also leverages on Azure capabilities. So Azure environment and Azure securities, ring fencing is enabled on Power Platform. So it does not create a new avenue, rather leverage on what is already existing. And an app to be published as an Android and Apple app, it has a container for Android and Apple app, so you would be able to publish those app into the master container app rather than publishing the app itself. All right, so we've got last 5 minutes available. I want to end with this 3 minutes video that would really share the essence of Power Platform, and most importantly, it has our own Singapore citizen developers as well. So just give me a second. Let me share that again, and so that you guys can see that. All right. So it's a nice attribute in terms of what kind of experiences that you can do using Power Platform. So this is what users of Power Platform are saying about Power Platform.
Hi, my name is Tim Heron. I'm the CEO.
Oh, I shared a wrong slide, I think. Let me just change the view. This screen, yep.
Hi, my name is Tim Heron. I'm the CEO and founder at Degrees of Change.
I'm Zenobia. And I'm Zara. We both are 10 years old. We study in grade 5, Middleton International School.
My name is Anbu Anbarasu. I lead the low-code services team within EY Client Technology.
Our mission is to equip diverse, homegrown leaders to succeed in college and career so that they can be the ones who can lead our communities towards a more vibrant and equitable future.
It's very easy to turn our ideas into reality within a matter of few hours or days. Pretty much everybody can learn to use it. All you need to know is a bit of Office, such as PowerPoint and Excel, and you can get started with your Power Platform.
During COVID, one of the FSO teams reached out to us to work on the Paycheck Protection Program solution. The program entitles any small business owner in the US who is impacted by the COVID lockdown to go into a bank and apply for a PPP loan. So EY wanted to simplify the process for both the banks as well as the borrowers.
When we discovered the Power Platform, it was a game changer for us because now our team of just 2 people were able to make responsive changes and add new features as the need surfaced. We needed a technology solution that protected students' information, but also allowed our team to apply an assessment and scores in an equitable way that allowed us to get to the heart of what we're looking for in our next generation of scholars.
My favorite app is the book recording app because it helps me to give my own rating and tell what I dislike and like about it. My favorite app would be the allergies app. I have recently made this app for my friend with peanut allergies. So I decided to help her out and create an app to find out what brands she could eat from and what brands she could.
The key differentiator on why we chose Power Platform is how easy and quick it is to develop solutions. Power Apps, Power Automate, and Data come together and integrate very seamlessly. Since launching the solution, we were able to process the loan amount for 50,000 small business owners, totaling $10 billion in loan forgiveness.
Power Apps has enabled us to build things that we didn't think we could. It feels like we're punching above our weight with the limited resources that we have to develop really amazing tools.
Power Apps does allow you to make better apps. We want to inspire girls of our age and take up confidence that if these twins can learn Power Platform, use AI and build mobile apps, then why can't they?
I was truly grateful for being part of the solution. It feels great to have delivered this at a very crucial time when people really needed it.
Building this application has only unleashed our imagination about the new ways that we can use technology to support and empower our students moving forward.
All right, thank you so much. This is a link to my LinkedIn profile. I noticed there are a few questions that I have not been able to answer here. So please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn profile, and I'll be happy to answer these questions and help you further in your Power Platform journey. So once again, thank you, Digital Academy GovTech, for having me here, and I hope this session was helpful.